Hello traders, this is Jay from daytradingsupport.net, and I see we might be setting up for a reversal on crude oil. Uh, at 8 o'clock we took a trade going to the downside right after, not long after pit open, stopped out for 8 ticks, and now we are looking for the sellers to fail and now the buyers to take control. So what I'm looking for is a good strong push to the upside. I guess if I was to really anticipate an upward motion, my first line of resistance that I would want to cross is right here. And this is, let's see, this is at 48.54. And I'm going to take another point of resistance that I would want to see this come close to and maybe break. And that is at the 48.66. You can see I'm drawing it right at the resistance areas of the previous highs. Now this last area, which would definitely tell us we're going to the upside, would be here at the 48.78. I'm going to draw another line there. And those are the areas we're going to start to see some congestion. When it comes up to this area here at 48.66, we'll see it kind of bounce around a little bit between this area of support I just drew below that. So we're looking to see the reactions off of these resistance points. And if we move the way that I hope we move, we're going to take a trade to the long side. I'm just going to get an order entry ready. I'm going to pull it up. Now we're going to the next area of resistance. Now chances are we're going to hit that area of resistance. And I see some buyers coming into the market. There we go. Now there's a push. Take an entry from there. Okay, now we're in. And we're going to see if we can break through that next area of resistance. I have my stop below the previous zone. It's going to come back more than likely and test it. We're going to see where we can take this thing. Okay, we're coming up and testing that area of resistance right now at the 48.66. We have a lot of buyers coming into the market, which is a good sign. I'm going to open up my stop. Actually, I'm going to put in start watching for the movement and continuation. We have a very high probability that we're going to be going to the upside. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it. Now it's going to come back and test my zone, which will be this area of support that I drew right below where we are. But if we have enough buyers coming into the market, we should be able to push this up. And still waiting. I was looking at a long-term chart, and we were able to see a trend continue to the upside on a global long-term trend. So when I was observing that, I was able to kind of see that we had a good chance to head to the upside. There's good upside potential on crude oil. I'll move my stop below this pivot just so I don't get stopped out early. And technically this might have been, this wouldn't have been a good wholesale entry, one that I would have really liked. I should have waited for more momentum to come in before taking a trade up here. Now if we continue down from this point, I might just get out and get a re-entry then closer to 48.50, or I'm sorry, 48.40. But we'll see. Kind of a slowdown in momentum. Still holding the support area. There's our push. There's our push. It's a very strong push. Now we want to see some continuation. Now at this point we really have to break that area of resistance at the 48.68 roughly. If we don't, then we might want to consider getting out of this trade until later, because chances are it's going to come back down. Okay, we could not break that area. Still waiting. Some buyers just came in. I'm going to hold this stop probably right below. It might come back and stop me out here. So far there's still a strong movement to the upside. Just waiting to see this thing spring up. It's really having a hard time. I think I might pull the plug soon if this hangs out too long. Just want to wait for that to make some kind of continuation. We still haven't broken that second level of resistance. Really need to see that poke through, otherwise we're gonna risk coming back down and testing the well, we could just consolidate all day, who knows. The market does what it does. Now we have a little bit of a push. I want to come and test that area of resistance. What we really need here is to push through that. If we don't push through that, I'm probably going to exit the trade. But every indication shows we should be able to punch through it. Just it's a waiting game. We gotta break through that 48.68. The buyers are coming in. There they go. There's our continuation. Now we need to hit that next level of support. There it goes. There it goes. And we have a winner. I'm going to hold my stop right halfway between. I know this thing could probably skyrocket higher. I think what I'll do is take my stop and get a re-entry. If I take my 10 ticks and get myself a re-entry. Well, this thing might actually keep moving steam now to the upside. If we break through that 48.80, it's off to the races. There, look at that. There we go. Now we had an explosion. There we go. So not bad. I'm gonna lock in my stop a little bit behind my resistance area that I had. And you can see this form, this bottom of this new support. You can see new support forming, and I don't mind locking in my stop and getting a re-entry if I have to. If it comes back and stops me out, I took my 13 ticks, which I think it's going to do right now. There, it stopped me out. So I took my 13 ticks. Now, if there's enough momentum, you can just get yourself a re-entry. Probably figure at the 50% zone of this continuous move. Want to be careful though, because if there isn't enough momentum, you may want to take like I said, if I'm over here on my 610, I'm going to draw a Fibonacci retracement, and there's our peak. So if we come back down now and test our entire move, our entry would be roughly about 45.43. So anyways, I'm going to leave it at that, and I hope that helped you. Again, this is Jay from daytradingsupport.net. See you next time.